Hi children and hi viewers. In previous video we discussed one of the Gauss laws application, that is electric field due to the a long straight, long means infinite long straight charging conductor, that is the wire. So in that case we derived expression for the electric field intensity. Now in this video we are going to explain one more application of Gauss's law. That's a very important for examination point of view, for IPE and other competitive exams also. This topic is very much important, so that's why you have to watch the video carefully. So now I am going to the topic now here. Now you are just now only watching my video, just subscribe to my videos and like the videos and subscribe my channel. So I am going to the topic now children. So in this one, before going to derive the expression for electric field intensity due to the a charged spell or spherical shell, so you must know about two things. The first thing is what is mean by surface charge density. First you have to know about the surface charge density. What is mean by surface charge density? And you must know about the Gauss's law. What is the Gauss's law? And next one more thing it is there, that is the electric field intensity. Electric field intensity. Here the first thing is surface charge density. Surface charge density, that should be written as sigma is equals to Q by A. Sigma is equals to Q by A. The charge distributed in particular surface area is called surface charge density. The distribution of charge must be here in form of symmetric distribution. That means the mass of the charge of the any particular surface should be same. Clear? So what is mean by surface charge density means the charge distributed in particular surface, that should be called here surface charge density. That should be represented by the sigma is equals to Q by A. It is also represented as sigma is equals to Q by S. So I already explained about the linear, surface and cubical or volume charge densities in particular one video, so you must watch that one also. So next I am going to about the Gauss law. What is the Gauss's law? The amount of electric flux through a closed surface is 1 by epsilon naught times of net charge of that particular closed surface. That should be called Gauss's law. The amount of electric flux through a closed surface is equals to 1 by epsilon naught times of net charge of the same closed surface. So that should be mentioned like this. Here closed integral pi is equals to closed integral E dot ds. So this is the flux, and the Gauss law should be mentioned like this. Pi is equals to Q by epsilon naught. That means the flux should be written as 1 by epsilon naught times of net charge. This is the pi, and this one is the 1 by epsilon naught times into net charge. Q is that net charge. That is what we call Gauss's law. And next thing is what? Electric field intensity. Electric field intensity is nothing but the force experienced by the charge when it is placed in uniform or any electric field. E is equals to F by Q. We know that. This is what? Electric field intensity. The force experienced by the charge in particular field. That should be what we call electric field intensity. If you have about these three things, then you can obviously easily understand the same topic here. What is the first thing? Gauss law. The amount of flux passes through the closed surface is 1 by epsilon naught times of the net charge of that particular closed surface. And next is what is electric flux? The amount of flux passes through the closed surface is called the number of field lines. Electric flux means what? The electric field lines which are passes through the one closed surface is called electric flux, And what is mean by surface charge density? The charge which is distributed in particular area is called surface charge density. That should be represented by sigma is equals to Q by A. So now here I am going to the topic now here. Electric field due to a uniformly charged spherical shell. In this case, in this concept, you have to explain the electric field intensity. When the point is outside the shell, we are taking a spherical shell that is uniformly charged. In that, when the point is out of the shell, what is the electric field intensity? When the point is on the shell, what is the electric field intensity? When the point is in the shell, inside the shell. These three cases we are there, but these three cases we have to explain the electric field intensity. Clear, children? First thing here, I am taking, this is the one charged shell. What is that? One charged shell, spherical shell. So that should be here, you have to take the thin shell, and that should be positively uniformly charged distribution is there, and the charge is nothing but here we are taking positive charge. It is positively charged shell. So I am showing this is the positively charged shell. When the charge is positive there, the electric field always radially outwards. Now we are taking, this is the one charged shell of radius capital R. Here I am showing that the electric field intensity is always radially outward. So in this direction also it is radially outward, and in this also radially outward, because we are taking that is the positively charged. Clear? So this is the, let us consider we are taken one charged shell, it is there, that should be positively charged shell we are taken, and how much radius? Capital R. In this case, the electric field intensities acts radially outward. You can take any direction from that point also, the electric field should be in radially outward. So now first case one is case 1, when the point is outside the shell. Point is outside the shell. This is the first case. We have to find out the electric field intensity when the point is outside the shell. So here we are taken, this is the uniformly charged shell. We are taken how much is radius? Capital R. Now here I am taking at this point. This is the point we have selected. At this point we have to find out the electric field intensity. Clear? This is the point, and that should be at a distance of R, at a distance of small r. I am showing that at a distance of small r. So this point is here, that should be a distance of r from the center of the charged spherical shell. Now here, to explain the electric flux of a closed surface, so we have to must construct one Gaussian surface. To explain the flux, we must take the one closed surface. That's why here at this point we have to construct the one Gaussian surface. So this is the what I am showing, the dotted circle. The dotted circle is nothing but it is what it is. This is the Gaussian surface. Clear? So this is the first shell. This is what? Shell. We are taking that is a spherical shell. And now this is what? Gaussian surface. Clear, children? This is the spherical shell and this is the Gaussian surface. Now here at this point I am selected, this is a small elemental surface. That is the ds. At this point P, E and ds both are in same direction. Clear? Don't bother about children. This is the first spherical shell. How much radius is there? Radius is having some radius r. After that we have selected one point here. That should be what it is P. That is how much distance? Small r. How much distance? Small r. Here now we are constructing the Gaussian surface. So first one is a charged sphere. Next one is Gaussian surface. So at this point we are taking the some element, that is what? ds. That is what? ds. And at this point the electric field is radially outward, and ds also, this is what? Small elemental area ds, like that. So in this diagram also, this is the small elemental surface ds. That ds and E both are in same direction. Why? Because the charged shell is uniformly distributed. Charge is uniformly distributed on the shell, spherical shell. That's why here E and ds both should be taken here. Both are in same direction. Then we have one condition is that, what is that? Flux, how we can write? Pi is equals to closed integral E dot ds. What is that? E dot ds. That means here flux is the scalar quantity. That's why I am writing pi is equals to E ds cos theta. EDS cos theta. What I am telling? E and ds both are in same direction. That's why in this case theta is equals to what? 0 degrees. Then what do you get, children? Pi is equals to closed integral EDS cos 0. Cos 0 means 1. That means what? Closed integral EDS we will get. Clear? From that again I am writing E is the constant. That's why I am writing here. These two should be gets cancelled. Then what we get? Pi is equals to E into S. Here E into S. Here S means what? Surface area. So here what we take? This is the Gaussian surface of radius small r. That's why here I am taking now here where S is equals to 4 pi r square, because the surface is closed and that should be here nothing but spherical surface. That's why here S is means what? 4 pi r square. Got, children? Then pi is equals to E into 4 pi r square. Pi is equals to what? E into 4 pi r square. This is the equation number 1 I am saying now. After that, here what is Gauss law? From Gauss law, what we write? Pi is equals to what, right? Q by epsilon naught. Pi is equals to what? Q by epsilon naught. Substitute here. Q by epsilon naught is equals to E into 4 pi r square. E into 4 pi r square. Then from that what write? E is equals to what to write? Q by 4 pi epsilon naught r square. This is the expression for electric field intensity when the point is lies outside the spherical shell. Clear, children? It's very easy to understand. First thing is what? We want to find out the electric field intensity for a uniformly charged spherical shell. So for that, first we have to go for one assumption. What's that? Let us consider this is the spherical shell of positively charged. Clear? That's why it is positively charged, and that's why here it is radially outwards. Electric field is radially outwards, and you have to say what it is. In this case, small r is greater than capital R. Small r is greater than capital R. What is small r and what is capital R? Capital R is what? We are taken some charged sphere, it is there. For that radius is how much? Capital R. So this is the, see again clear, this is the one spherical shell of charge, positive charge distribution, and R is the its radius, and I am showing here electric field should be in different directions, radially outward, and the point it is what it is. The point B we are selected, that should be outside the sphere. Outside the sphere, at this point P we want to find out the electric field intensity. At this point P we want to find out the electric field intensity. That's why here we are constructing the one more Gaussian sphere that should be having radius small r. Small r. That's why here what is small r? Small r is the radius of the Gaussian sphere. And after that, now we want to find out the electric field intensity at this point. So then here, what I am telling here, simply when the point is outside the shell, we are writing flux is what? General formula, pi is equals to closed integral E dot ds, that is equals to E ds cos theta. When E and ds both are in same direction, what, right? Theta is equals to 0 degrees. At the point P, E and ds both are in same direction, they are parallel, that's why theta is equals to 0. Cos 0 means what? 1. That's why what you get? Pi is equals to closed integral E dot ds, E is constant here, integral ds, here what you get? S. S is what? Surface area of the Gaussian sphere. Surface area of the Gaussian sphere. Then what you get? Pi is equals to E into 4 pi r square, equation number 1. But according to Gauss law, what we know? Pi is equals to Q by epsilon naught. We are substituting Q by epsilon naught value and this equation number 1. Then what we get? Q by epsilon naught is equals to E into 4 pi r square. Then E is equals to Q by 4 pi epsilon naught r square. So this is the electric field intensity when the point is outside the spherical shell. And now we have second case, it is there. Children, most important topic, so you must watch the video without skipping. Here now we have second condition is there. The second condition is when the point is on sphere or spherical shell, then what is the electric field intensity? So now here again I am taking that this is the charged sphere. Again I have mentioned that is the positively charged. This is the positively charged sphere. Clear, children? And this is the center of the sphere. And now radius how much? R. Capital R is the radius of the sphere. Now here we are selected, this is the point here. This is the point on the shell. What is the condition here? When the point is on the spherical shell. So here we are selected, this is the point P here, and that much of distance of here, what it is I am telling? R, small r. That means what you have to say in this case, what you have to say? R is equals to R. When the point is, that means here simply this is the point P here. When the point P is there, obviously we will construct Gaussian surface again on the same shell. At the point P, again I am constructing the Gaussian surface. To find out the flux, we must construct one Gaussian surface. That's why here this is the point P on the Gaussian surface. When the point P is on the Gaussian surface, then what we say? R is equals to R. Very simple. We are taking a charged spherical shell of radius capital R. Then we have selected one point P. That point is on the shell. At the point P, again we are drawing the Gaussian surface. Then what you have to observe? The radius of the charged shell and the radius of the Gaussian surface both should be same. So in this case, obviously what you get? Let us check. Again same thing. What is that? Pi is equals to EDS, closed integral EDS. That means what? Pi is equals to EDS cos theta, integral EDS cos theta. So again at this point P, element ds, surface element ds and electric field both are in same direction. So at this point P, surface element and electric field radially outwards both are in the same direction. Then what do you get? Then pi is equals to integral EDS cos 0. That means pi is equals to what do you get? E into ds, closed integral E into ds. Then pi is equals to what, right? E into integral ds. Then what do you get? Pi is equals to E into 4 pi r square. Again same thing here, same thing as the same. Here what do you get? Pi is equals to E into 4 pi r square. Now here what I am telling, r is equals to what? Capital R. Then pi is equals to what, right? E into 4 pi r square. What is mean by pi according to Gauss law? Q by epsilon naught. Q by epsilon naught is E into 4 pi r square. Then simply what, right? E is equals to Q by 4 pi epsilon naught r square. This is the electric field intensity. This is the electric field intensity when the point P is on the charged shell. Clear, children? Very simple. But while you are writing in an examination, simply you have to write what is that. In this case, first time what you get, when the point P is outside the shell, what you get? E is equals to Q by 4 pi epsilon naught r square. And what I am telling you, when the point is on the shell, what you write? R is equals to R. R is equals to R. That means simply here what you have to say, instead of small r you write capital R. R is equals to R. Okay. Look here, when the point is on spherical shell, very simple. Initially what we take? Initially what you take? This is the one charged shell of radius capital R. Capital R. Again we are selected one point on the shell. That's why here we have to construct the Gaussian surface. Gaussian surface on the shell. So now it is the radius is R. That means the Gaussian surface is nothing but here over the shell only. That's why what you have to say, R is equals to R. At that point P, E and ds, this is the small element of surface and this is the electric field direction. Both are in same direction. That's why what you have to say, when they both are in same direction, angle is 0. Then what you get, pi is equal to E dot E ds cos theta. Then what you write, cos 0 we can write. Cos 0 means 1. What you get, pi is equals to clerical E ds. So again what you get, pi is equals to E into integral ds. Now what you get, S. S value is what? Nothing about surface of the, surface area of the Gaussian surface. That's what you get, 4 pi r square. So but what you know, small r is equals to capital R. That's why what you get, pi is equals to E into 4 pi r square. Then Q by epsilon naught is equals to E into 4 pi r square. Then E is equals to what you get, Q by 4 pi epsilon naught r square. So this is the second one. And now we go for third case. Now third case it is there. Third case is case number 3 here. When the point is inside the spherical shell, inside the spherical shell. When the point is inside the spherical shell. So again same statement we are taken now here. This is the one charged sphere of radius capital R, capital R. So now the point is here. Now the point is inside at a distance of R. So now here at that point we are constructing one Gaussian surface. Gaussian surface. This is the Gaussian surface. And at this point what you will take, this is the small element of length ds. Clear? Now in this case here I am writing now simply the charge what it is available, that should be available on the spherical surface, top surface only, because we are talking about the surface charge density. Surface charge density, the charge is available on the spherical shell only. Clear? In this case the point is inside the shell. So starting only I have told you what's that. In this case we are using the surface charge density, the charge available on the surface, not inside the shell. So the charge is distributed over the spherical shell only, not inside the shell. That means what? In this case there is no net charge inside the shell. Inside the shell. So that's why here at this one, if you can take, this is the electric field intensity direction and this is the element ds. Element ds. So then here what you write? Again same thing what you get. where this point the electric field intensity should be measured like this. Pi is equals to closed integral E dot ds. Again routine, what's that? E and ds both are in same direction. Then what you get? E into s. Then what you get? Pi is equals to E into 4 pi r square. E into 4 pi r square. This is the smaller is what? Radius of the Gaussian surface. So here now, what is Gauss law? Pi means what? Q by epsilon naught. Q by epsilon naught E into 4 pi r square. Q by epsilon naught is equals to E into 4 pi r square. Then what do you write? Here Q value is 0. The charge is inside the shell is 0. The charge is available on the top only. Clear? There is charge is distributed on the over the shell only. There is no net charge. That inside there is no net charge inside the shell. That's why here simply I am taking this is Q is 0. Then electric field also what do we get? 0 by anything is 0. Clear? So in this case we are getting the electric field should be 0 when here when we are taking this is the charge charge is there. When we go for above the shell we may get electric field intensity, but below we are having no electric field intensity. While we are moving from shell to the outside direction the field will be increased. When we are moving from surface to the towards the center of the shell the electric field intensity going to be 0 or decreases. Clear? When we are going from minimum here shell to this side, here from top to this one we are getting some electric field intensity value is there, but from surface to the towards the center there is no electric field intensity. That's why here children this is the electric field intensities during a uniformly charged spherical shell, when the point is outside the shell and when the point is on the shell, when the point is on the inside the shell. So we discussed about the electric field intensities at the different cases. So I hope you understand. So if you can understand this video, like the video, share the video, comment the video, subscribe to my channel for the latest updates. So I hope you understand. We will meet in the next topic, next video with the next interesting topic. Bye children, take care.